and the bases are loaded. Brings up Nolan Ganter. 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his last time up in the third. This could be the ball game with the bases loaded, Sweets trailing 2-1. Moments like this, you either get the big out with 3 on or you don't. It could be the difference, and Colby Waterlow, head coach, rather manager of the Sweets, agrees as he walks out over towards the mound, and this could be it for Aiden Q. And that's going to be it. Cuban Waterlow talked it up for a little bit, and that's going to end his day. Gives up 1 earned run on 2 2/3 inning. Nakoa Motas Camara opened it up, and running out and taking the ball is going to be Jacob Talbot. Talbot's going to warm up, and we will take a break here on the Walla Walla Sweets Radio Network. Sweets trail 2-1 here on the top of the 5th inning. Sweets and Raptors baseball right after this.
Now pitching for the Sweets, from Walla University, number 20, Jacob Talbot.
Welcome back into the booth. Sweets trail the Raptors 2-1 here in the top of the 5th inning, and the bases are loaded as Jacob Talbot steps up. The righty arm from Biola University for the Walla Walla Sweets steps in. We are now live on YouTube. The YouTube stream back up and running if you want to go over there. The first pitch catches the top of the strike zone to Nolan Ganter. 1 for 2 on the day. A big spot, and manager Colby Waterlow knew it. He brings in Talbot, the righty arm, to face the righty bat. The next pitch is skied down the right field line into the bleachers. No balls and 2 strikes. Talbot, 1 pitch away from working out of a jam. Here in the top of the 5th. Pitch, deals. Just misses outside. The catcher, Beasley, wanted it. Not going to get it, and it's a ball in 2 strikes. The 1-2 on the way. This one misses further into the other batter's box. Count evens up at 2-2. There's nowhere to put Ganter. Cutlip on deck, a walk scores a run with the bases loaded. Infield plane out. The 2-2. Caught him looking, strike 3. Jacob Talbot freezes it up out of the bullpen, gets the job done, and the Sweets trail the Raptors by just 1, 2-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. We reach bottom 5. Raptors score once. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Suites Radio Network.
Academic courses and activities to choose from. Sign up now for fall quarter and become a warrior.
Welcome back into the booth. Sweets trail the Raptors 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Thanks so much for joining me. Drew Alba here on the mic as the first pitch is chopped over towards third. The throw across the diamond beats Young by a half a step, and it's out number 1. Brings up Tanner Kern, the big DH. He's reached twice with a single and a walk. Tanner Kern scrapes in, leans in, and takes a practice swing. The lefty bat, who has serious pop, is tied for the home run lead in the West Coast League with 2. Just 7 games in. Faces the first offering. It tails well outside, ball 1. Comes set at the belt. The 1-0 on the way. Hits him on the inside. Wears it on the right calf, and Kern takes his base here with 1 out. Sweets trail 1-0. Sweets trail 2-1 rather. It brings up the GCU kid, Troy Sanders. Still searching for his first knock as a Walla Walla Sweet. The first offering, a curveball misses up and in, chin music, and it's ball 1. Still pitching for the Raptors, Dylan Kirksey hasn't given up a run through 1 1/3. From Ridgefield, Washington, so not too far of a drive for him to home games, as the next pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. Didn't go fully around. Kern over at first base has been on every time he's been up. From the belt, well above his head, it misses. Two balls and a strike here to Sanders. The pitch misses outside. Hitters count 3-1. The 3-1 on the way. Up and in, ball 4, and it's back-to-back free passes, and it brings up Zane Bidwell. Bidwell struck out his last time up, walked back in the first inning.
The first baseman, number 57, Zay Bidwell.
Bidwell, the righty bat, faces the righty deal from Kirksey. With 2 on, the pitch on the way. Curveball just misses inside, ball 1. Bidwell on a 10-day contract with the Sweets that is just about running out. Potentially he could maybe get a full season off, or who knows. A quick pitching mound out on the hill. Pitching meeting out on the hill. Bidwell, the incoming junior, was scorching the baseball against Springfield, hitting .500 coming out of those 3 games. Then against Yakima Valley, definitely cooled off. Grabbed just 1 base hit all series. The 1-0. Inside at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes here with 1 out. Sweets trail the Raptors 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Looks in, and the righties deal. Swung on and missed, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kirksey nods his head, gets the sign from Soto, and the 2-1. Up high, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Bidwell. The Sweets had bases loaded in the first, second, and third inning. Scraped across just 1 run. A walk would have the bases loaded for a 4th inning. The pitch catches the outside black. Bidwell threw his bat over towards the dugout. Now has to walk back over and ground the bat. So a full count here to Bidwell with Johnny Backus, the University of Michigan player, on deck. The full count pitch. A hard chopper over towards the third baseman, Norman. He steps on his own bag, and it's out number 2. It was a backhanded play. He made the play right out the chalk. If Kern wasn't coming home over to third base, it would have been definitely an infield single. And the umpires meet, and they're going to say it's a foul ball. So they're going to say the ball bounced on the wrong side of the bag. So the Sweets get an extra life. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Bidwell. Runners on first and second. Kirksey's got to do it again. The 3-2 pitch. Misses high, ball 4. Bases loaded. The Sweets with a stroke of luck, and it brings up Johnny Backus. So it's 2 walks and a single, and it brings up Backus. 0 for 2 on the day.
Do better next time.
There's going to be a meeting out on the hill. Let's see if they leave out Dylan Kirksey. They are. So Kirksey's going to stay out there. In a big spot here, Backus, the lefty bat, steps in. Faces the right-hander, Dylan Kirksey. It's a good matchup for Backus. Kern at third base. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's Kern at third, Sanders at second, and Bidwell at first. A big spot here to Backus. Doesn't need to do too much with just 1 out, and the Sweets trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. Just off the end of the bat. Backus waves his bat a few times. Behind the count, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Just got a piece of it though. Escapes the glove of Soto, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Kirksey comes set. A big spot in this ball game. The 0-2 on the way. Looked outside. Ball one. That one just missed the black. Back is the beneficiary. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Corner infield playing in. Double play depth for the middle infielders. Takada and Hawkes. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Backus goes down swinging. And it brings up Nikhil Beasley, the catcher, still looking for his first hit with the Walla Walla Sweets. This is the 4th inning that the Sweets have had the bases loaded. Just 1 run to show for it. Beasley trying to change that with 1 swing in the bat. The pitch. Line down the right field line, going into foul territory. It clips the very top of the bleachers down the right field line. Pretty good turnout here on a Saturday night in Walla Walla. Game 2 of the regular season here at Burlesque. About 1,200 plus fans. The 0-1. Check swing, did he go? He did. That was some high heat. Beasley tried to stay back on it. Sweets 1 strike away from leaving 3 on for the 4th time tonight. Sweets trail 2-1, bottom 5th. Kirksey comes set, kicks, steals, curveball misses well high. Beasley didn't even have to think about it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 lines over towards the 3rd base line, and it goes into foul territory. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 on the way. Looked downstairs, 2-2. The wind has completely dissipated here at Burlesque Stadium. It was once blowing out towards left field quite drastically. Would help Beasley out, the righty bat, in this scenario, but no more. Counts even, 2-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove, strike 3. And that'll do it. The Sweets leave on 3. It's the 4th time the Sweets can't capitalize with the bases loaded. And Walla Walla enters the top of the 6th frame. Sweets trail 2-1 against the Raptors. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Radio Network. We reach the top of the 6th inning. Sweets trail the Raptors 2-1. Walla Walla leaves 3 stranded back in the bottom of the 5th frame. It was the 4th time in this ball game the Sweets leave the bases loaded. Down on just 1 run with the bases juiced. The first pitch catches the outside half of the plate. Strike 1 here to Ryder Cutlip. 1 for 2 on the day. Still out there on the mound, Jacob Talbot. The pitch is lined right back up the middle. It skims over the head of Talbot. Falls into center field. And it's a leadoff single for the Raptors. Brings up Evan Hawkes. He doubled back in the 1st inning. Grounded out in the 3rd. Raptors looking for some insurance here at Borleski Stadium. The Sweets have piled it on offensively from a hitting standpoint, but not from a scoring runs. The pitch shows bunt. This one's popped up into the air. Beasley, the catcher, ranges under it, makes the play, and it's out number 1. I don't think there's anything more demoralizing than getting out on a bunt that you pop up in the air. Your coach tells you got one job, just lay a bunt down the line. In a tight ball game, and you fly it up. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. The catcher David Soto in now, 1 for 2 on the day, with a knock back in the 1st inning. Talbot, the righty arm, comes set. The pitch, up and in. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. The sun is setting down the right field line. The field in full shade. The 1-1. Up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. The trees that stretch all the way from the right field line across the field and over to the left field line, illuminated in golden sunlight on a beautiful day for baseball. The moon visible down the right field as the pitch catches the outside black. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here with 1 out. Cutlip at first base, he takes his lead. Taylor Takata and the rest of the top of the lineup on deck. Talbot leans in and gets the sign from Beasley. The 2-2 on the way. Flown over towards right field, moving into foul territory, and it goes out of bounds. Talbot comes set. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Sweets trail 2-1 here in the top of the 6th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing in the dirt. Strike 3, and it's 2 outs, and it brings up Takata, the leadoff back. Takata 0 for 2 with the walk in the 5th inning. The lefty bat facing the right-handed thrower of Talbot. The pitch. Up and away, ball 1. On deck, Angelo Alamon doubled his last time up. If Takata reaches, it'd be a similar scenario for Alamon, who could score a run with a double in the gap. The pitch on the way, misses outside. 2-0 here to Takata. Takes a practice swing and steps back in. Cutlip takes his lead at first base. The 2-0 on the way. Misses outside, 3-0. That one just a little up high as well. Talbot searching for the zone. The two-way player out of Biola University. Can play in the field and can also do it out on the bump. The 3-0. There's a strike outside third, and the count moves 3 balls and 1 strike. Talbot takes a look at Cutlip at first base, taking quite a sizable lead. The 3-1 to Takada. A ground ball up the middle. Moving under it is Rogers. He throws over to first base, and it's out number 3. Talbot gets out of it. 3 outs on 4 batters faced. The Raptors leave 1 stranded, and we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. Sweets trail the Raptors 2-1. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network.
Trying to throw as many toilet paper rolls through their respective toilet lids.
Welcome back into the broadcast. Sweets trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and it brings up Caleb Richter. Richter playing center field today. 1 for 1 with a walk. The first pitch on the way. It's lined right back up the middle. It finds the outfield grass. Moving on to it is Carliner, the center fielder, throws it in, and it's Richter with a leadoff knock. Just what the doctor ordered as the Sweets trail by 1, trying to grab their 3rd straight victory, and it brings up Cole Rogers. The first pitch, he shows bunt. It goes down the third base line, foul. Alomon, the third baseman, was crashing with a vengeance. Kirksey's still in the hill for the Raptors. Has gone through 2 innings without giving up a run. Richter takes his lead at first base. The pitch to Rogers shows bunt yet again, clips the top of the zone, and Rogers in an 0-2 hole. The story of this ball game has been the Sweets cannot find that clutch piece of hitting. Bases loaded in 4 innings as the next offering sweeps away for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In those 4 innings with the bases loaded, just 1 run, and it was off a double play ball with nobody out. The 1-2 on the way. Misses away for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Rogers. Sweets trail the Raptors 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Trevor T, 2 for 2 on the day with the walk, is on deck. Comes set, the stretch, the 2-2. A flare out towards left center field. It goes over Takada's head. The shortstop can't make the play. It bounces in fair territory, and it's a single for Rogers. Back-to-back knocks for the Sweets here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the lineup turns around for Trevor T. T homered in his last at-bat. If he homers, this place would go berserk. 1,200 plus here on hand at Borleski Stadium. The pitch on the way. Shows bunt, lays it down, but it goes off his own shin. Strike one. Manager Colby Waddellow's got to be thinking, you lay the bunt down, get two in scoring position, and you bring up Landon Young and Tanner Kern, arguably your two best hitters in the lineup. Alaman and Ganter, the corner infielders, playing way in at the grass, expecting the bunt from T. The 0-1 on the way. Does not show bunt, and the ball misses up and in at the chin for ball two. Sun continues to set here in Walla Walla. The sky slowly turning into a pretty pink. Kirksey steps off. A bluebird day here in Walla Walla. Started in the mid-80s, now into the high 70s. No sunlight is hitting a single blade of grass in Borleski Stadium right now. The pitch goes back to second base, diving back safely is Richter. Trevor T steps back in, gripping his all-black bat with bright red batting gloves. He shows bunt. Kirksey comes set at the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch on the way. He lays it down right back up the middle to Kirksey. He grabs it, throws over to first base, beats T by about a half a step, and it's out number 1. In the process, though, Rogers moves over to second base, Richter to third. It goes down as a sacrifice, and it brings up Landon Young with 2 in scoring position. Landon Young 0 for 2 on the day with a walk back in the first frame. From the University of Washington, the first pitch. Right down the middle, strike one. It was an off-speed pitch that Young had no interest in swinging at. Landon Young oozing with talent, just about putting it all together. The 0-1 on the way. Curveball misses just high. Count evens up, a ball and a strike. Rogers takes his lead at second, Richter at third. Kirksey set at the belt, kicks, deals. Up and in, Young has to back up. 2 balls and 1 strike. A big spot in this ball game as the Sweets lead, or trail the Raptors rather, 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-1 on the way, swing and a miss, got him chasing on a slider that moves into the other's batter's box. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, Tanner Kern, the hottest bat in this lineup for the Sweets. Coming into today, batting over 300, 1 for 1 with 2 walks. The 2-2 to Young. Outside ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sweets trying to clinch the series victory with a win tonight. A nail biter here at Borleski. Sweets trail 2-1, bottom of the 6th. Runners on second and third. The full count pitch is popped up over towards right field line, moving under it, and it drops in front of Cutlip, the right fielder. Rounding third and scoring is Richter. Moving into third base is Rogers, and we're all tied up off the bat of Landon Young. 2-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Not super hard piece of contact, just a little flare down the right field line. Cutlip could not get to it in time, and the Sweets are still threatening here with 1 out. Tied at 2-2, bottom of the 6th. And the big lefty bat of Kerr now steps up, and this could be the end for Dylan Kirksey. Manager Dick Scott points out to the bullpen. takes the ball, and that will be that. Kirksey's day is done. Sweets tied up at 2-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll take a quick break here. Sweets threatening, don't go anywhere on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Welcome back into the booth. Bottom of the 6th inning, 1 out, runners on the corners. Here to Tanner Kern, the big lefty bat. Already has reached 3 times today. And the Raptors bring in Declan Francis. The righty from Lake Oswego, Oregon, goes to Lane Community College, the incoming junior. Set at the belt, the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Young was about halfway in between first and second. Took a huge lead, but opted to go back over to first base. Francis in 1 1/3 innings with the Raptors, 0 earned runs, 0 strikeouts. The 0-1, Young takes a fake steal, trots back over to first base. 0-2 on the foul back from Kern. Troy Sanders on deck. Runners at the corners. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. The ball goes past the catcher, Soto. The throw over to home. Sliding in safely is Rogers. And the Sweets take the lead. 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Heads up base running by Cole Rogers. And Walla Walla, with a snap of the fingers, is back on top. Cole Rogers got on his horse and clambers home. In the process, Young now at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and stepping off is Declan Francis. That ball was in the dirt. Soto, the catcher, could not field it. Sweets on top, 3-2 now, bottom of the 6th. 1-2 on the way, outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm sure manager Colby Wadlow and the rest of the Sweets want more. Up just 1 run. Now looking for insurance. Francis at the numbers, now set at the belt. The 2-2. Well inside, and did it hit him? It did. It hit Kern's ankle. He'll trot over to first base, And still with just one out, it brings up Troy Sanders, the second baseman, still searching for his first hit as a Walla Walla Sweet. Has walked twice in today's ball game.
Troy Sanders.
I've mentioned the Sweets have had some problems scoring with runners in scoring position as the first offering is swung on and missed, strike one. It was Sanders back in the first inning, nobody out, and grounded into a double play with the bases juiced. One did score though, so tack him down for an RBI. A chance to make a good impression with his new team. No balls, one strike. Waves his bat in the air a few times. Faces the 0-1 on the way. A big swing and a miss. Strike two. The Sweets on top 3-2 here in the bottom of the sixth. Runners on first and second. Behind 0-2. The pitch on the way, fouled right back. We'll do it again. Leaning in and getting the sign from Soto, the catcher. Takes plenty of time, and stepping off is Sanders. If Troy Sanders waited maybe a couple more seconds instead of calling time, might have gotten the pitch clock violation. Is a thing in the West Coast League, although it's rarely enforced, as the next offering misses well outside, gets past the catcher Soto. Moving into second and third is Kernan Young. And now there's two runners in scoring position, and all Sanders needs to do is fly this ball out towards the outfield, and Young will probably score from third. With GCU, he hit .288 in 45 games started. The pitch runs inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Goes to show Sanders can get a hold of the baseball, just hasn't done so yet with the Sweets in a very limited sample size. Arrived in Walla Walla just a couple days ago, joined the team yesterday. Comes set, the 2-2 on the way. Misses downstairs, ball 3, and it's Sanders that has worked an 0-2 to now a 3-2 count. Sweets on top, 3-2 over the Raptors here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Takes a few practice swings. Francis leans in and gets the sign. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Caught him with the high heat. It's 2 outs, and it brings up Zane Bidwell, the first baseman, who is 0 for 1 on the day with 2 walks. Sweets already have plated 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Certainly want more with 2 in scoring position. The first pitch, looked at high, ball 1. Bidwell on a 10-day contract with the Sweets that's now slowly expiring. We'll have to see if he gets extended to maybe a full-year contract, as the 1-0 misses upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Francis leans in. Stretch and deals. Outside ball 3, 3-0. A walk isn't the worst thing in the world. It brings up the big bat of right fielder Johnny Backus. does not have a hit today, 0 for 3, but had a trio of knocks in yesterday's ball game, including 2 doubles. 3 balls and no strikes here to Bidwell. The pitch runs up and in, ball 4. Flips his bat, takes his base, and the pillows are packed for Johnny Backus here with 2 outs. Sweets up 3-2 over the Raptors here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
The right fielder, number 25, Johnny Backus.
That was Bidwell's 3rd walk of the day. Jogging out and having a word with Declan Francis is Soto, the catcher. The second time Backus has been faced with a bases loaded situation. Did not come through in his last time, huh? Can he change his fate now? Takes a practice swing and steps back in. Runners are everywhere, and now there's going to be a conversation with manager Smith. And the umpires are now going to walk out and talk to him. Lance Creek and Bryce Rees, the home plate and field umpires. Going to make sure the manager's allowed to talk to him, and he is. He's going to point to the bullpen. We're going to get a new arm here in Walla Walla. Johnny Backus, his 2nd time with the bases loaded, and he's going to be iced for at least a little bit longer. Sweets on top, 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Radio Network. Welcome back into the booth. Here's the situation. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th. Sweets on top, 3-2. The pitch to Johnny Backus. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Caught him fooled with the changeup. It's Ryan McClaskey that enters from the bullpen. 5'11", 253 pounds, a big right-handed arm from Camas, Washington. The windup and the 0-1. Chopped foul, 0-2, and Backus is behind early. McClaskey in 1 game with the Raptors through 1 inning and allowed 3 earned runs on 2 hits. Just the 1 strikeout, it would be his 2nd with a strike here to Backus. Bases are loaded. The pitch on the way. Outside, 1-2. Johnny Backus has had a turbulent season with the Sweets so far. 8 strikeouts with Walla Walla before he found his first hit, but in yesterday's ball game went 3 for 5. The 1-2, a broken bat flare out towards center field, moving under it is Carliner, dives. Did he make the play? He did. Noah Carliner saves at least 2 runs. It was full extension and saves the day for the Raptors as Backus is robbed of at least 2 RBIs. And the Swedes up by just 1, 3-2 as we enter the top of the 7th inning. Swedes do plate 2 though, but a little bit of momentum the other way for the Raptors as we enter the top of the 7th inning. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Swedes Network. Welcome back into the booth. Sweets grabbed 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, takes the 3-2 lead, but leaves the bases loaded for the 5th time tonight, and leaves the door cracked as Dylan Torres enters the hill for the Sweets. His first appearance with Walla Walla. The righty out of El Paso, Texas, just joined the Sweets from Sacramento State University. The incoming redshirt sophomore. Fun fact, he's the first baseball commit from his high school, Pebble Hills, ever. D1, that is. Angelo Alemán, the number 2 hitter, steps into the plate. Gets ready for the first offering. The pitch is skied well high into right field. Moving under it is Backus. Making the play, and it's out number 1 on 1 pitch. Alemán doesn't like to work the count too much. He doubled in the 5th inning on the first pitch as well. So yes, it would be nice if the Swedes could kind of bring in these guys with the bases loaded, but as long as the pitching holds strong, 3 scoreless innings gives the Swedes their 3rd straight victory and clinches the series. As Dawson Downs steps in, 1 for 2 on the day. The pitch on the way to the lefty bat misses high and away, ball 1. Downs in a staggered batting stance with a bright white baseball bat. Wiggles it behind his head, faces the 1-0, and it's fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Torres comes set. The 1-1. Just misses right below the strike zone. 2 balls and 1 strikes. Kicks and deals. It hit him. ran well inside, turning around and wearing it on the upper leg is downs. And it's a 1-out base runner here for Noah Carliner, the 4-hole hitter.
The center fielder, number 27, Noah Carliner.
Carliner over 3 on the day. He lined out over to third base back in the 5th inning. Trevor T, full extension, made the backhand play and was fired up for a reason. That was scorched off the bat. Downs takes his lead at first. Torres delivers home, fouled back, strike 1. Sun continues to set here in Walla Walla. It's now below the horizon as the outfield is shaded in a pretty shade of pink. The 0-1 runs and hits the outside black. 0-2. Up above the sky, it's a light shade of blue that slowly fades into a nice purple out towards the outfield. Just a beautiful day for baseball. The 0-2 just misses away for ball 1. That looked to be in a similar spot as the pitch that was just called a strike. So Torres does not get the call, has to do it again here to Carliner. The 1-2. Misses away, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coleman Hollabaugh on deck. He is 2 for 3 on the day. Don't want to face him with a couple on. 1 out, Sweets on top, 3-2 here in the top of the 7th. The stretch and the deal tails away for ball 3. Torres was ahead 0-2, now it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Infield at double play depth. The 3-2 on the way is crushed out towards left center field. Rogers can just watch, and this hits the top of the wall. It clips off the top of the fence. The ball comes in quickly, and it's going to be a loud single for Noah Carliner. All Carliner could do was watch his beautiful masterpiece that flew into the outfield. The white ball plastered on the blue background. You thought it was for sure gone, but it's 360 out towards left center. It hit the W logo at the very top of the wall. Torres gets hit hard, but has not given up a run yet. So 1 out, and it brings up Hollabaugh. The best part about it for the Sweets, double play is still on. Should have at least been a double. Carliner must have thought he was in the home run derby or something. Dawson Downs from first base does reach third. It was a quick relay in from Richter, the center fielder, for the Sweets. So Colby Wadlow wanted to take a quick word.
Oh, are you? You guys have season tickets or you guys just
In steps Coleman Hollabaugh, already has 2 hits on the day. Runner on first and third. The pitch on the way, fouled back, strike 1. Sweets barely hanging on, up 3-2. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Raptors threatening to at least tie things up with 1 out. The pitch, up high, 1-1.
Yeah, your boyfriend didn't get season tickets this year. My boyfriend doesn't.
1 ball and 1 strike.
You're sad about it too, aren't you?
The pitch on the way. Up and in. It gets past Beasley, the catcher. He comes in, doesn't even throw it home, and the run scores. Coming in from third base was Aloman. Beasley thought for sure that Aloman was going to stay at third. Torres covered in plenty of time and just not on the same page. Both from Sacramento State, too. the dynamic duo couldn't get things done, and now a runner on second base. We're tied up at 3-3. Top 7, the pitch is dribbled up the middle. Coming onto it is Sanders. The throw over to first, beats him by a step, and it's out number 2. Moving on over to third base is Downs.
Oh, wait. She's way too excited about that. Oh, I thought you were talking about Bill. I was like, yeah, no, Bill was here last night. We heard about I was not there. Wait, I'm coming. I know.
It brings up Nolan Ganser. The pitch. Curveball misses inside. Torres set the belt, kicks, deals, parachuted out towards right field. Moving back is Backus, and he drops the ball out in right field. Coming in and scoring is Downs. Moving into second base on an E9 is Ganter, and the Ridgefield Raptors take the 4-3 lead. A killer. Backus stuttered back, tried to make the play moving back while he chopped his feet. Went off the palm of his glove. And just a heartbreaker for the Sweets. Well, the lead doesn't last long. Just a half an inning as the Raptors are now on top by 1. The pitch. Popped behind the plate. The 0-1. This one is Sky. Out towards shallow right. Backus moves under it, and he squeezes the glove and makes the play for out number 3. Backus makes that play, but can't make it on the play prior, and the Ridgefield Raptors take a 4-3 lead. We enter the bottom of the 7th inning. Sweets got some work to do on the Walla Walla Sweets Network.
Are we doing just YouTube or Pixel?
Welcome back into the booth. Sweets trail the Raptors 4-3 as the first pitch is hit hard on the ground. Ranging over is the shortstop, Takata. The throw over to first base, and it gets past Gonter. So it's a leadoff single for Caleb Richter. Back-to-back knocks for Caleb Richter make that 3 singles on the day, and it brings up, that was Nikhil Beasley who singled, and it brings up Richter. So Caleb Richter steps in, the lefty bat, with Beasley over at first. It was his first hit as a Walla Walla Sweet. You gotta feel good to get the monkey off of his back. Sweets trail 4-3. The first offering shows bunt. and tails away. It's ball one. Richter taps his bat a few times on home plate. The 1-0 on the way. Shows bunt, gets it down. The third base line runs foul. Evens up a ball and a strike. Richter steps back in. Nikhil Beasley over at first base. Sweets trail 4-3 here in the bottom of the seventh. McClaskey set at the belt. Shows bunt. Throw goes over to first base. Sliding back safely, a ball and a strike. McClaskey takes a look over at first base. The pitch on the way. Richter pulls away. Ball two. 2 balls and a strike. Was showing bunt. Richter singled his last 2 times up. Momentum on his side. Is the mojo continuing for Richter? The pitch on the way. This one's bunted on a line towards the dugout of the Sweets. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Richter can't lay down the bunt. Got to swing now with 2 strikes. On deck, Cole Rogers. And then in the hole, Trevor T. as the lineup turns around for the Sweets. A pivotal at bat here to Richter. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Sweets trail 4-3 against the Raptors here in the bottom of the 7th. McClaskey comes set. The 2-2 on the way. A chopper over towards Hawkes. Throws over to second for 1, on to first. Beats him by a quarter step, out 2. Richter double play, and it's 2 outs here for Rogers. That was the last thing the Sweets wanted to have happen. In the bottom of the 7th, down by 1. Richter can't lay down the bunt and pays for it. It brings up Rogers, 2 for 3 on the deck. He double played back in the 4th. Rogers steps down and takes time. Soto and McClaskey wants to talk things over. 0 wind here at Borleski Stadium. At the start of the ball game, it was blowing left to right. Now the American flag out in center field lays completely down. Sky continues to darken here in Walla Walla, a deep shade of blue. The moon visible down the right field line. A great day for baseball. The pitch clips the outside corner. 0-1 to Rogers. Takes a practice swing and steps back in with the all-black bat. The 0-1 on the way with 2 outs. Outside hits the dirt. Soto can't hang on to it, but there's nobody on. Evens up at a ball and a strike. The windup and the pitch on the way. Check swing, did he go? He did not. 2 balls and 1 strike, according to field umpire Lance Clark. Gets the sign. McClaskey shakes off 1 and now gets ready. The windup and the offering. Misses away. 3 balls and a strike. Trevor T. and the rest of the top of the lineup on deck. The Rogers, the 9-hole hitter, has serious speed. Just gets on base, can nab a bag at will. The 3-1. Line drive right back up the middle on the ground past the diving Takata. Rogers rounds first base and is in with a 2-out knock. So it brings up Trevor T, the player of the game yesterday for the Walla Walla Sweets. A multi-hit day with a home run. On similar pace, just without the homer. He singled back in the first base, walked in the second, doubled in the fourth, and laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 6th inning. Swinging a hot bat, facing McClaskey, throws in the mid-80s. This place would go berserk if T tanks out to left. The pitch clips the inside for strike 1. Fans start to move to their seats from the concourse, start to realize how big of an at-bat this is. T could keep the line moving with Landon Young on deck. The 0-1, washed outside, count moves even, a ball and a strike. The Swedes with an opportunity to win 3 straight ball games and clinch a series win over the Raptors with a win tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Runner goes, the throw can't go over to second base as Soto fumbles it and Rogers in at second. Rogers, some confusion over at second base. He thought that it was a foul ball. Over at second base, though, is Rogers. The pitch. Tails down the middle. Strike 3. Drop third strike, and that will do it on a confusing strike 3. Oh, no. Is it called a ball? It was called a ball. Home plate umpire Bryce Reese gives T another life. Trevor T was halfway to the dugout. Turns around and gets a second chance. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to T. Living on house money. Let's see what he can do. Sweets down 4-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Rogers at second. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. T goes down for the first time tonight. And we enter the top of the 8th inning. Sweets trail 4-3 against the Raptors. Chances running out for Walla Walla, and we'll be back on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Welcome back into the booth. Swedes can't find the scoreboard in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Raptors play 2 in the top half. We enter top of the 8th. Ridgefield on top, 4-3 over Walla Walla. Staying out on the mound, the hard-throwing righty Dylan Torres. Out of Sacramento State, the 7th was his first opportunity with the Swedes. Gave up 2 runs, just 1 earned after Johnny Backus out in right field dropped a pretty routine fly ball. It brings up Evan Hawkes. He laid a bunt down the third base line his last time up, was thrown out at first. Infield playing at standard depth. Outfield slightly in. The first pitch on the way. A hard hit ball down the first base line, foul. 0-1 here to Hawkes. Torres comes set at the belt. No room for error. Sweets down one. Kicks, deals behind his back. Ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Usually on an inside pitch, a hitter's got to jump out of the way towards the opposite of the other batter's box. That time he had to jump towards the batter's box. The 1-1. This one whistles inside. Almost clips his jersey. 2 balls and a strike here to Hawkes. The 2-1. Check swing, did he go? He did not. Three balls, 1 strike here to Hawkes. Torres trying to work out of this 3-1 count. The 3-1. Popped up behind the plate, goes into foul territory. Full count. Evan Hawkes hits .250 across 6 games with the Raptors. The next pitch fouled back. 3-2. The full count pitch from Torres on the way. A chopper over towards the third baseman T. He fields and fires over to first base, beats him by a half step, and it's out number 1.
The catcher, number 28.
Easy comes as easy goes for Trevor T. And it brings up the 9-hole hitter, David Soto. Soto, the righty bat, 1 for 3 on the day with a single all the way back in the first inning. Kicks and deals. Outside, ball 1. Soto's first game with the Raptors. Faces the 1-0. Check swing, did he go? It does not matter. Clips the top of the strike zone. A ball and a strike. Sweets down 1, 4-3. Here in the top of the 8th. The pitch. Scrapes the edge, doesn't get the call. 2 balls and 1 strike. Soto waves his bat a few times. Torres comes set, fires in, and it misses, I don't know where, maybe a hair low. Looks pretty good from up here. Torres doesn't get the call on back-to-back pitches, and it's a hitter's count here to the catcher, Daniel Soto. Torres set at the belt. The late kick in the deal, misses up high. That one catches the top of the zone now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Soto was already in the other batter's box, about to throw his bat over to the dugout. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Watched strike 3. Froze him on the very bottom of the strike zone, and it's out number 2 here in the top of the 8th. Dylan Torres, his first strikeout with the Swedes. Lineup turns around. Taylor Takata steps up, the lefty bat. Walked his last time up. 0-2 on the day, the pitch. A hard chopper. This one is corralled by Sanders. Flips over to first base, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the 8th. Sweets down by 1. The offense got to get it going. Down 4-3, we enter the bottom half of the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere for this dramatic conclusion on the Walla Walla Sweets Network.
House supporter, your
We reach the bottom of the 8th inning. Sweets trail the Raptors 4-3, and it brings up the big bat of Landon Young. A sweet right-handed swing out of the University of Washington. Young 1 for 3 on the day with a walk. Singled his last time up in the 6th. Staying out there on the bump is McClaskey for the Raptors. The pitch on the way. A curveball that hangs in the air for what seems like an eternity and falls in for strike 1. McClaskey set at the belt, the windup, and the 0-1. Runs inside. Young has to turn away. 1 ball and a strike. Landon Young has all the talent in the world. Initially committed to Texas Christian University. The Horned Frogs before transferring in the winter. The pitch skips outside. 2 balls and a strike. You always know Landon Young is up at the dish because he's wearing the bright purple batting gloves. The 2-1. That misses in the exact same spot, away and in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. Sweets trail 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Landon Young transferred from TCU to UW and said, I don't need to change the batting gloves. Still got purple in my veins, the 3-1. Curveball dances and clips the bottom of the zone. Count moves full here to Landon Young. Needs to get on base any way he can. The leadoff bat here in the bottom of the 8th. The payoff pitch misses outside, and there's your leadoff walk. Nobody out, and it brings up the DH, Tanner Kern. Kern has reached all 4 times in tonight's ball game. 3 walks and a single back in the 3rd inning. Kern can hit it a long ways. Leads the West Coast League with 2 homers. The outfield shades back a few steps, ready for the big pop of Kern. The pitch, a grounder that's squibbed down the 3rd base line and moves foul, 0-1. Kern plays so free with so much passion for the game. It seems like there's no pitch you can give him that isn't a good pitch for Kern. The righty-lefty matchup, and the first pitch is in there for strike 2. Young takes a baby lead over at first. His secondary is slightly bigger. The 0-2, Young's off on the belt. The pitch over to second base. It skips past the shortstop Takata Stealing second is Young, and a runner in scoring position here for Tanner Kern as that pitch missed up and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Sweets down by 1, 4-3, trying to stay perfect at home. Bottom of the 8th. The 1-2. A hard ground ball over towards Takata. He feels the flip over to third base. Tag applied, and he's safe. Landon Young slides over the tag at third. Alamon can't believe it. And reaching on a fielder's choice is Tanner Kern. Coming out and talking about it is manager Smith for the Raptors. It looked like Landon Young just slid under the tag. Wow, what a crazy turn of events. The Sweets now have runners on the corners with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning, down by 1. That out wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Oh, and now he's called out. The call is changed, and manager Colby Wadlow is going to run out and have an ear with field umpire Lark Creek. He's giving him an earful. That call was changed about 20 seconds after the fact. Third base coach Leo Rivera is also out there a few steps. Landon Young is still out at third base. He doesn't want to give it up. Colby clearly animated. Not too much you can do after the call is made, you would think. But Young was initially called safe. This is a huge call, a potentially game-changing call. Instead of first and third with nobody out, it'd be just 1 runner on at first base with an out. Colby is still out there arguing, and he leaves. He hates the call. He continues to scream. So Young is out at third. Manager Wadlow steps back in the dugout, and there's 1 out here to Tanner Kern at first base, and it brings up Troy Sanders. Sanders searching for his first hit with the Sweets. Kern at first. The pitch. Hits the bottom of the zone, strike 1. Borleski Stadium slightly deflated after that call. Not just the call, but the way it was delivered. Initially ruled safe and then goes back on it. And Landon Young has to walk back to the dugout. The pitch, waved at and missed. 0-2 here to Troy Sanders.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
McClaskey comes set, takes a look over at first base. Kern with the lead. The 0-2 on the way. In the dirt outside, ball 1. That was not some call made in the second inning with the Sweets down by 5 or something. This is a 4-3 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. The Sweets are trailing. Changes the entire complexion. The 1-2. It hits him on the inside shoulder, and it's a hit by pitch. Troy Sanders takes first, and Tanner Kern is now at second. So runners on first and second now.
Pinch hitting for the Sweets.
And there's going to be a pinch hitter for Johnny Backus. Dom Cadiz steps in. Homered in last night's ball game and gets the call from the bench. Cadiz, just 18 years old, the freshman that's committed to UCLA. A 2-hit night in yesterday's ball game. 2 hits in the final set against the Pippins on Thursday. The pitch, inside ball 1. This is a big spot for the young bat of Cadiz. Runners on first and second, 1 out, 1 ball and no strikes. Sweets trail 4-3. Come set, the 1-0. Looked at outside ball 2. That was an off-speed pitch that trailed away. McClaskey still out there on the hill for the Ridgefield Raptors. Cadiz, part of the West Coast top prospect games list. The 2-0 is smoked out towards right center field. Moving back is Cutlip, the right fielder. It's going to be the center fielder, Carliner, who ends up squeezing the glove and making the play for out 2. It brings up Johnny Backus. With 2 outs, Backus has the righty-lefty matchup. Swings his big bat. Hit .450 in high school. University of Michigan in the transfer portal now. The first pitch trails in and clips the top of the zone. Strike 1. A big spot. 2 on for the Swedes, down by just the 1 run. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. You gotta think that call at third base, how much is that gonna change the outcome of this game? That fly ball from Cadiz would have scored Young from third, and this ball game would be at least tied at 4. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Caught him chasing the high heat. Backus is frustrated, and rightfully so. Leaves 2 on, and we enter the top of the 9th. Ridgefield hanging on by a thread. Up 4-3. We'll be back right after this. Don't miss the thrilling conclusion of this baseball game on Walla Walla Sweets. Welcome back into the booth. Sweets trail the Raptors 4-3 here in the top of the 9th, getting down to nitty-gritty time. And Dylan Torres still out there on the hill. giving up 2 earned runs back in the 7th. Stepping in is the 2-hole hitter, Angelo Aleman. Doubled in the 5th and flew out in the 7th, both on the first pitch of the ball game. Rather, first pitch of his at-bat. Sweets trail 4-3 here in the top of the 9th. The pitch is roped down the left field line into the nighttime sky. Hits the trees in foul territory. Strike 1. Torres leans in and gets the sign from Beasley. The 0-1 on the way. Runs in, almost hit him. 1-1. Aleman can hit it a long way. Beasley and Torres have to be careful. The 1-1. Curveball clips downstairs and thought it might have hit the zone. Count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike. Torres is 2-1 on the way. A dribbler down the first base line. This slowly meanders over to the right side of the line. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was in fair territory for a while on the dirt, then hit the edge of the grass and moved back to the right. The Sweets get a break and will do 2 balls and 2 strikes as soon as Aleman walks back over to home plate. Sure sauntering over. 1,200 plus here at Borleski Stadium. The second day of the opening homestand in the 2025 season. Sweets trail 4-3, top 9. 2-2. Hard hit right back up the middle. It kicks off of Beasley's foot. Goes over to second base. Sanders squeezes and throws to first in time for out 1. There's been so many opportunities for the Sweets offensively to really blow this open. As it brings up Dawson Downs, the lefty bat. Sweets have left the bases loaded 4 separate times as the pitch to Downs, cut on and miss, strike 1. Won about 75% of the way around. Fooled him with the slider off the plate. Torres sent it to belt the pitch, misses low. You even go back to last time up in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Sweets were gonna have runners on first and third before umpire Lance Clark called Young safe at third and then went back and called him out 20 seconds later after talking to the Raptors management. The 1-1. Clips the black on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 1 out. Sweets looking to win their 3rd straight game. Raptors trying to break a slide. The 1-2. Downstairs at his ankles. Count moves even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Torres comes set. The righty's deal. Just gets a piece of it. Into foul territory, and we'll do it again. Any Mariners fans out there? Well, they trailed the Angels 8-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. As catcher Nikhil Beasley is going to talk things over with manager Colby Waddalow. Had some discomfort in what seemed to be his left lower body. He's going to go back under the plate. Julio Rodriguez exited the ball game for the Mariners after being hit by a line drive. The M's trail by 3. The 2-2 here, the Sweets miss, chopped at and missed, strike 3. 2 gone, and it brings up Noah Carliner.
The center fielder, number 27, Noah Carliner.
Carliner 1 for 3 on the day. The righty bat and the first pitch fouled back 0-1. Carliner steps out, takes a practice hack. So does Torres. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Sweets and Raptors in a close one. Walla Walla trails 4-3. The pitch on the way is smoked down the left field line, going foul over towards the bullpen. One strike away from turning it to the offense. Torres out of Sacramento State University. So is his battery mate behind the dish, Beasley. The pitch throws him on the outside corner. Strike 3 looking. Walla Walla's got 3 more outs to work with. Down 4-3. We enter the bottom of the 9th inning. If you turn your TV off now, you're crazy. We'll be back right after this on the Walla Walla Sweets Network. Welcome back into the booth. A tight one here at Borleski Stadium. Sweets trail 4-3 here in the bottom of the 9th. Ryan McClaskey still out there on the mound. The first pitch to Nikhil Beasley. It runs inside and it hits him. A leadoff hit by pitch. Beasley throws his gear over towards the dugout and trots 90 feet to first.
The center fielder, number 32, Caleb Richter.
Now the 8-hole hitter, Caleb Richter, steps in. The Sweets have been knocking on the door all game long. Have left the bases loaded 4 times without scoring a run. Now there's going to be a pinch hitter for the Sweets. Running out there for Nikhil Beasley, it's Nigel Folland. Folland can't play catcher, a second baseman that can also touch the outfield if need be. So you got to think that manager Colby Wadlow has a plan if this goes into the 10th inning tied up. But for now, focused on the offensive end. Sweets trail by 1. Bottom of the 9th, it brings up Caleb Richter. 2 for 3 on the day with a walk. The righty's pitch, shows bunt, turns away, and the ball misses high, 1-0. Richter, the lefty bat, faces McClansky, the right-handed thrower. He has the matchup. The 1-0 with nobody out. Shows bunt, he gets it down the third base line. The throw goes over to second. It goes wide, and dropping it is Hawkes, the second baseman. Going over to second base safely is Folland. And now at first is Richter. Alleman was screaming down the third base line, decided to go to second to try and get the lead runner, and it ends up backfiring. Sweets trail 4-3. It brings up Cole Rogers, the righty bat. Infield playing in, shows bunt pitch, outside ball 1. Ganter, the first baseman, was 50% down the first base line. He's playing in the infield grass. Richter is going to use that to his advantage at first base and takes a huge lead. The 1-0 shows bunt again, pulls away, it clips the top of the zone for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rogers 3 for 4 on the day with 3 singles. A big spot for the New Mexico State player. 1 ball, 1 strike. McClancy comes set. Pitch on the way. Shows bunt. It goes down the first base line. Rides the chalk for a while. Slowly goes into foul territory. A ball and 2 strikes. The ball and the chalk seem to be conjoined together for 2 or 3 seconds there before finally tailing off about 5 feet away from the first base bag. A ball and 2 strikes. Rogers doubtful the bunt now. Runners on first and second. Sweets trail 4-3. Bottom of the 9th, nobody out. The pitch on the way is popped up into shallow right center field. Moving under it is the second baseman, Jaquez. Squeezes his glove, and it's out 1. The top of the lineup turns around, and Trevor T steps up. 2 for 3 on the day with a sacrifice bunt back in the 6th. He struck out his last time up in the 7th. Folland at second base. Richter at first. Speed on the base paths. 1 out. The first offering from McClansky skips low, ball 1. He's got to be careful behind the dish. Does Soto, the catcher. A passed ball puts Sweets 2 runners in scoring position. Walla Walla trails 4-3. Bottom of the 9th. 1 out. The 1-0. Looked at high, ball 2. Sky completely dark here in Walla Walla. No wind to be heard of. Sweets trying to win 3 straight games and clinch the series against the Raptors. 2 balls, no strikes. Takes a peek at second base. Kicks and deals. Outside, ball 3. Three balls and no strikes. Trevor T waves his bat a few times. McClansky out there for his 4th inning. Has been sturdy as a rock. Does it change now? Takes a look at second. The deal. Just clips the inside corner. Goes to the off-speed pitch when he needs a strike. Hitters count. 3-1. Catches the basement of the zone, and we move full. Was once 3-0. T watches 2 off-speed pitches, and the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on. Landon Young on deck. The 3-2 on the way. Up above his head, ball 4. It brings up Landon Young with the bases loaded from the University of Washington, the hard-hitting shortstop right-handed hitter. In game 1 against Yakima, had the bases loaded down by 1 and struck out looking. Here with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, does the same fate await him? The first pitch on the way, runs inside, it hits him, and we're tied up at 4 apiece. Fans rising to their feet. Anticipation fills the air. Runners on first, second, and third. Come set. The first pitch on the way runs outside, ball one, 1-0.
Now batting number 26, Ryan Prescott.
Infield's playing in. Ryan Prescott, the batter, the first time with the Sweets. In the bottom of the ninth, the pitch on the way, misses low, ball two. Prescott nods his head, he likes it. Sweets knocking on the door. Bottom of the ninth, 1 out. A walk, a sac fly, a hit, a passed ball, so many outcomes. Wins the Sweets this game and subsequently the series. The 2-0 on the way. Outside, ball three. Could it be? Will it be? Back-to-back free passes. Makansky has been so sturdy out on the hill. Does it finally end here? 3 balls and no strikes to Prescott. The pitch down the middle, strike one. It's been a hard-fought game, back and forth. The Sweets dugout right on the rail, ready to storm Prescott. 1 out, the 3-1, swing and a miss, strike two. Right over the off-speed pitch. Oh, it's getting interesting now. Infield in. Bases loaded with 1 out. Tied up at 4-4. Bottom of the ninth. The pitch just gets a piece of it. It goes foul down the first base line. It was 3-0. Now a full count to Ryan Prescott in his first at-bat with the Sweets. Tied at 4. Bottom of the ninth, the pitch. Up and outside, ball 4. That's your ball game. The dugout swarms Prescott. It's a walk-off walk, and the Sweets win their 3rd straight game and clinch the series. 5-4 over the Raptors. Your final score. The Sweets all run out towards right center field. They're gonna jump over the wall and go into the pool. It's a pool party here in Walla Walla, and the Sweets win 5-4 in a thrilling contest. Back and forth, but when they needed to get it done, they did get it done. 0 for 5 on the game with the bases loaded, but in the bottom of the ninth, guess who gets it done? The Walla Walla Sweets, and the new kid on the block, Ryan Prescott, is the one to move 90 feet further and bring in the winning run. Sweets win 5-4. A chance to sweep awaits Walla Walla tomorrow at 6:05. Wow! What a ball game! Well, folks, we will be back right here on the Walla Walla Sweets Network tomorrow night, 6:05 p.m. But until then, make sure to check out all of our socials. WW Sweets on Instagram, WW Sweets on Twitter, Walla Walla Sweets YouTube channel. We're going to have post-game content. We're going to have pre-game content. Everything you want for the now 5-2 Walla Walla Sweets. Second in the South Division as the Walla Walla Sweets players now out in right center field jump back over, wet and soaked to the brim. Goodness gracious, how fun was this? We'll be back right after this, 6:05 p.m. First pitch, you don't want to miss it. We'll be live around 6 o'clock. You can interact with us on the live stream starting next week on Friday, but until then, make sure to check out all our socials, like I said, to interact with us. And also come out to the ballpark. It's Game 3 opening weekend. We'll be back on tomorrow, 6:05, first pitch. Drew Alba here on the mic saying so long and good night on the Walla Walla Sweets Network.